What's up, everybody? My name's Chance, and today we're going to be playing the Greatest Elementals deck, or another name for the deck would be the Great Magic Cauldron, or maybe the Magic Great Cauldron. No, the Great Magic Cauldron. Let's call it that. The Great Magic Cauldron. I don't know if that'll all fit, but that name sounds more mystical, right? So, and it was kind of the base for the deck, but since we only have one copy of each, it was like, Anyways, the idea for the deck today, if you couldn't tell, was to play each one of these legendary artifacts. Now, I wasn't going to go too crazy and try and play all 5 of them in one deck, but I figured we could try and get 3 of them in one deck and actually manage to get them down pretty consistently. And the base around which I built this deck is actually an Elementals deck, so Elementals, obviously, once they get going, it's very easy to draw a lot of cards, which makes drawing out these legendary artifacts, which if you want to, yes, you can go add in, 2 copies of whichever one you really favor, or even 2 copies of all of them if you just want to go mythic, rare, wild, right? But I don't feel like spending all my wild cards on this surprisingly good janky deck. I don't know, I would consider it janky, but it has a lot of things in it that honestly account for a lot of the strong meta decks right now. Because we have things like Drown of the Loch, Assassin's Trophy. New Horizons is actually a really pog card here. It's so good. Anyways, before we go and get into this detailed deck or deck breakdown, I would like to go ahead and remind everybody, if you enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like down below and a comment in the comment section if you have any suggestions for this video, future videos, or past videos. Furthermore, if you're new here, consider subscribing. It is a great way to support the channel and gives you an update every time I put out a video such as this one. If you're looking to support the channel through a monetary means, you can hit the join button down below the video and it'll give you a list of perks you can acquire upon joining up with us. And last but not least, if you're looking to pick up some magic cards while supporting the channel, you can head over to tcgplayer.com and use the promo code TheNewDrSpilikin. Now, on into this deck tech or deck breakdown. So we have 3 copies of Gilded Goose to help us get off the ground, and I will admit this, I only have 3 copies, otherwise I'd probably play 4 just for consistency's sake, right? But again, I'm not, I don't know, I'm being a little bit frugal with my wild cards here recently. Don't ask me why, I just want to save them. I don't know. Anyways, moving us down, we have 2 copies of Veil of Summer. This is going to help us in those control matchups. In the other matchups, it's not really going to do a whole lot, but as a 2-off, and you're already drawing a whole lot of cards to the point where you may have to end up discarding cards, and this can just be one of those cards that you discard, right? Moving us down, we have 3 copies of Teferi's Time Twist. Ever since Dive Down left, I've found that this card, this and God's Willing, but God's Willing, not even as much as this card. This card saves your creatures, saves your planeswalkers from almost anything unless it gets countered, but or they play another spell on top of it, right? Like if they go to shock your Risen Reef and then you play this and then they play a shock on top of this, your Risen Reef's not gonna live. But aside from the workarounds, this card is so good at keeping your shit on the board. Maybe not alive because it does have to come back, but you have so many enter the battlefield effects on your creatures like Cloudkin, like Risen Reef, like Cavalier of Night, that it's beneficial for you, right? You get to bring them back, they get an extra counter, they get to reactivate their enter the battlefield effect. So it's really strong in this deck. Moving us down, we have 2 copies of Incubation Druid and 2 copies of Leafkin to help us ramp a little bit. Now, the reason I'm only playing 2 copies of Leafkin is because if you'll notice down here towards the top end, we have a lot of restrictive spells, right? Triple green, triple black, triple green, double black. So we don't always need green. Yes, we need it for the Great Henge, but aside from that, we have a lot of triple blues, triple blacks, double blacks. So I want to have the Incubation Druid in here, and this is where the New Horizons kind of comes in really key, right? Say you play Incubation turn 2, New Horizons turn 3, then you already have your Incubation tapping for 3 mana, which allows you to get to these top ends like your Rock, like Cavalier, like the great artifacts you have down here, the legendary artifacts. So it's a really smooth transition into late game whenever you get it, and whenever you don't, it's still fine because New Horizons can buff up things like your Cloudkin, and thanks to your rock, it'll give your creatures an additional counter, and if you already have the Great Henge down, then they got another counter whenever they entered. So, you know, you're making these normally smaller creatures that have really good effects whenever they enter the battlefield into really big creatures that also have really good effects whenever they enter the battlefield. So, kind of a nice little thing there. We do have 4 copies of Risen Reef, which I would hope would be assumed, but maybe not, so, you know, there it is. We have 1 copy of Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, because, you know, sometimes you deck yourself. And honestly, if you want to play it a bit safer and go up to 2 copies of Jace, feel free. So far, I haven't had the problem of my opponent milling my Jace away, but it's very, very, like, likely, right? If you go up against a mill deck, and they're controlling you, they hit that 1 Jace, you know, you kind of fucked. Of course, if you're playing up against a mill deck and you're using an elemental deck, chances are not in your favor because you're already going to be drawing a whole lot of cards, right? I digress. Moving us down, we have 2 copies of Cavalier of Night, which acts as some removal as well as another elemental as well as a life gainer. So a lot of different aspects here that are really, really good to this card. Moving us down, we have 3 copies of Rock, the Desecrated. Again, it's an elemental, so it's going to proc the Risen Reef, and it's going to cause every permanent that enters the battlefield to trigger the ability of anything that triggers when a permanent enters the battlefield. Did I say that right? I feel like I should have just read the card. Y'all know what it does, though. So, the Great Henge is going to allow us to put 2 +1/+1 counters on a creature whenever it enters the battlefield and draw 2 cards, which is fantastic. It's going to allow Cavalier of Night to kill 2 creatures. It's going to allow Cloudkin Seer to draw 2 cards, you know, so on and so forth. So, it's really, again, be careful. You're going to mill yourself, okay? If you want to play 2 copies of Jace, by all means, I'm playing a bit risky because, I don't know, I'm a risky player. Y'all know that. And then last but not least, we have 1 copy of the Magic Mirror, 1 copy of the Great Henge, and 1 copy of the Cauldron of Eternity. Now, the Magic Mirror, we actually are playing, I wouldn't say a sufficient amount of instants and sorceries, but 11 is okay enough to chop this down at least 1 or 2 by the time you get it into your hand, maybe even 3, and then it's only costing 6, which is really cheap in the scheme of things with this Elementals deck, right? The Great Henge, you know, you have Cavalier of Night to help lower that cost, as well as you have New Horizons to help buff your creatures to help lower the cost. So, you know, and if all else fails, you have the Incubation, which will at least lower it by 3, bringing it down to 7 instead of 9. Did I count that right? 3? No, brings it down to 6. It's still early, okay? Brings it down to 6, which, you know, if you have, again, if you've adapted your Incubation, then that's already 3 of the mana there, so these top ends really aren't as scary to cast as what you may think. Moving us down to the last one, which may seem a bit, you know, on the edgy side, is the Cauldron of Eternity. Now, you're playing elementals. Your opponent's going to be removing your elementals like 100%, right? And if they're not, you're just going to win the game. So, you know, are you really going to be sad about it? Anyways, they're going to be removing your elementals. In this card, this spell costs 2 less for each creature card you have in your graveyard. So obviously the cost is going to go further and further down. And whenever you have 5 creature cards in your graveyard, which we have plenty of creatures to throw in the graveyard and still have plenty of creatures left over, then it's only going to cost 2 mana, which is insane. Furthermore, it says whenever a creature you control dies, put it on the bottom of your owner's library. So it's going to help you keep from milling yourself so easily, right? Because all the creatures that you control that die, instead of just going to the graveyard and then you being out those cards, they're going to go back into your library. You're going to be able to redraw them and, you know, thus not mill yourself. Furthermore, you can pay 3 mana, tap this, and pay 2 life and return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So you can return a Rock, a Cavalier of Night, a Risen Reef, you know, a lot of options here. So, like I said, this deck is meant to be fun, but it also is very good at controlling the battlefield, just thanks to the Drown in the Loch and the Assassin's Trophy and the Cavalier of Night. It just has a lot of utility to it, right? A lot of utility, and while its upfront power's not that much, right? Gilded Goose isn't dealing a whole lot, Incubation isn't, Leafkin isn't, you know, none of these are like huge creatures. They get to the point where they're overrunning your opponent and you've answered all your opponent's answers to yours, right? However you want to phrase that. That it just makes it hard for your opponent to get on top and stay on top of the match, right? Because you always have something, and none of your spells that bring you into this top end are really that expensive, right? Anyways, that's going to do it for the deck tech or deck breakdown, and now we're going to go and hop right into some matches. Alrighty, here we are in a game 1 up against Duke? Duke? I don't know. I'm going to stop trying. Alright, so how can we go about doing this? I guess we can go here. There's no way for us to get a turn 2 Risen Reef. Fuck you, Temple of Malady. I didn't even pay attention to the new horizons we got there. Yeah, let's go Goose and Watery Grave. Next turn we'll go Risen Reef. Opponent's playing Orzhov. Corpse Knight. Ooh, a Corpse Knight deck. Interesting, interesting. We'll just pay the 2 and get the Risen Reef down this way. The Great Henge. The greatest henge of all time. Oh, they're playing Mardu. Is it Mardu Knights? Could be interesting. No blocks. I'll take the 2 to the face. And nothing to follow that up, huh? Alright. I was thinking about some tricky shit we could have done, but you know what? This is fun. Actually, yeah, this is perfectly fun. Hey, yeah. Feel the wrath of my mighty Risen Reef. Y'all remember when the card first came out and I kept calling it Ryzen? Don't ask me. Okay, so a Corpse Knight, Sky Knight, Vanguard deck. Interesting. Smitten Swordmaster. Alright, so Leafkin's actually giving us 2 mana right now, so we actually have 6. Let's go ahead and get down your rock. Take action. Another Risen Reef. This will allow us to scry twice. Another land. Puts us up to 7. Yeah, I'm actually fine with another land. And no attacks. Okay, let's see. Where are we going from here? I guess straight to Yan City. Inspiring Veteran. It's actually not that bad for us because we gained the 3 life here. Do I want to block the 2/3 in the sky? No. No, I do not wish to. I think I go Risen Reef. Oh, wait, go. One second, guys. Hey. Recording, what are you doing? Okay. Alright, well, let me finish this. Okay. Well. Alrighty, sorry about that. So the only thing I did was activate the Fabled Passage and get an island, so that way the timer would stop running out. So we're actually going to go ahead and play the Great Henge because I'm out of time and I don't want to continue, you know, overthinking it because I do that so much. So, Proc City, take action. If nothing else, we'll hopefully get a bit of health and either a restocked hand or a lot of lands. Alright, and then next to combat, no attacks. In turn, I'm gonna have to discard a card. What am I discarding here? I guess I'm getting rid of the New Horizons. We don't really need it at this point. Like, it's okay to, I guess. Well, I could have used New Horizons that turn and put it on Cloudkin to stop their Sky Knight, I suppose. Let's see. Although again, Sky Knight's not doing, like, deals 1 and then 3, so it's dealing as much damage as what we're gaining from it with your rock, right? Murderous Rider. No. Damn it! I definitely wanted my Yurok to survive. That's okay. So they're gonna swing in with the 2/3 for sure. What else do they swing in with? The 3/2 maybe? And the 3/3? Yeah. Just the 3/2. Okay. Alright, so then we go here, here. That's my turn. New Horizons. Thank God we got rid of the other one. Alright, so we can still use Cavalier of Night and kill their Corpse Knight, which I suppose is fun. We could also use like Drowning the Loch, Assassin's Trophy, that kind of stuff. Alright, so let's tap that, and let's go ahead and use this. There's another Yurok, that's good. Take action. We're actually gonna sacrifice the goose here. Kill that thing. And we can either go into a Yurok and still have mana for a Cloudkin, draw a whole bunch, or go into an Incubation, next turn set us up well. Alright, let's go with Yurok into the Cloudkin. Oh my god, the card draw. Ooh, Healer. Healer of the Glade's really nice too. We're at 26 cards. So many cards! So many decisions. So I could play this, still have 2 mana left over. Or I could just play the Cloudkin, draw a shit ton. Or I could play this, kill one of their creatures. Actually, let's go this. Dissolve all. Take action. Take action. Take action. Oh my god. Take action. There's all of our lands. I knew they had to be somewhere in that deck. And this. No attacks. So we're back up to 24 health. All we really care about is the Jace. So let's see. Let's get rid of Risen Reef, Time Twist. I want to keep the Cauldron. I want to keep my removal. Let's get rid of New Horizons. Oh no, I definitely want to get rid of New Horizons. Leafkin. Guess we can get rid of the Cavalier. Yurok. No. Is that it? Cool. The only thing we really want to keep is the Jace, because we're getting dangerously close to milling ourselves, and the Magic Mirror to help us mill ourselves a little bit more. But I think we're fine. I think we're going to come out on top with this game. Mardu Knights, not quite quick enough. Cool. Alright, so we're down to 16. Let's go ahead and play Jace. Resolve. I don't know if we'll be able to... Oh. I was gonna say, I don't know if we'll be able to actually get there this turn, but we're certainly gonna try. You know, we had your Rock, we had the Great Henge. We could draw a shit ton of cards. But it doesn't matter, because our opponent just conceded, so yeah, I'll take the victory. On into a game 2. Viento, gonna be our next foe. What's up with all the Teferi avatars? I actually don't get it. It's a fair hand. I think this deck is more idealistic than anything, which is okay. I'm an idealistic kind of person, you know. I see the bigger idea, not so much the smaller details about it, which is probably where my problems in Magic come in, right? Pelt Collector. Oh. Don't ask me why Pelt Collector is now French, but you know, I didn't choose what ethnicity was, or nationality. What is that? What word am I looking for there? Yeah, I'll take another Incubation Druid. Sure. Do a little rampage. You bastard. You bastard. Alright, let's go. Incubation. Now, we could also use Teferi's Time Twist on an Incubation Druid, bring it back with an additional counter. But I think I'm just going to play the Cloudkin, draw some cards. Interesting. Very interesting. Yorvo. Yervoski. They shouldn't attack this turn, right? Yeah. Yeah, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of town. Alright, so we do have 2 blue. Let's get another blue, just in case, so we can have the Jace if need be. Now, I can go ahead and adapt one of these. I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to adapt one. Oh, you know what, actually? You know what? Oh, we only have 1 card. Did they exile? They did. Glass Casket. Myrrh. Huatli's Raptor. What an interesting deck we have here. Alright, so they get a 6 and a 3 out of that. Not bad. Ooh, that's spicy. I like it. I like it a lot. Swing in with your Pelt Collector. Swing in with your Pelt Collector. Swing in with your Pelt Collector. You bitch. Okay, so adapt. Bada bing, bada boom, and pass the blockers, and block. And then we're gonna Teferi's Time Twist, and bada bing, bada boom. Not take the 6 damage, and also put a +1/+1 counter on our Incubation Druid. So, yeah, cool beans. The plays. All right, so we have a fuck ton of mana, right? Alright, Jace. You may have to be a meat shield this game. We'll see.
I'm always a step ahead. Let's try
Conclave Tribunal. Sure glad we got that off the top. Took it off the dome. Alright, we'll end our turn there. Hopefully we can get some Yurok or something, you know? Something to do a little something with. Did they just cast another Great Henge? Okay. I want to make sure my eyes weren't deceiving me. And a Grateful Apparition. Oh god. This is giving me inspiration. Viento. I want to thank you, sir. Or madam. This is seriously an interesting deck. Like a very, very interesting deck. What are they waiting on? What do they have up their sleeve? What trickery? What shenanigans? Put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 targets. Sure. My turn. Hey, they didn't attack. No need to use the Teferi's Time Twist. Excellent. The Cauldron of Eternity. We can get it down. Doesn't really do anything for us though right now. Tell you what, let's go ahead and mill them a little bit, draw a card, see what we got here. Forced. Alright, let's throw this here. Auto pay. I'm gonna put this counter on Cloudkin, so that way hopefully it'll discourage their Grateful Apparition from swinging in. I think that's gonna do it for this turn. We still have Teferi's Time Twist, so we can still do a little trickery of our own. Rabbit Bite. If I do this now on Cloudkin, it does come back, does draw us a card, but means we can't use this for one of these, but we can always use the Goose to block. Alright, fuck it. I've convinced myself. Alright, so they swing in with that, and they swing in with Yorvo. Yavaski. Bye-bye, Gilded Goose. So long. It was nice to have you. Their creatures are gonna get really, really scary big here in a minute. Gilded Goose. And we just keep drawing these fucking plays. Drowning Loch. That's not bad. So that'll deal with Yorvo. Is Yorvo the one we want to deal with, though? Yeah, I think so. I think so. Don't get me wrong, the Grateful Apparition is annoying, the Fel Collector is annoying, you know, yada 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 yada. But if I do this, it taps both of my land creatures, and then they have 3 creatures, so Jace might die if I do that. Ah, it'll be fine. Jace, you're a survivor. You'll be all right. I have full confidence in your ability to live through this turn. And when I say full confidence, I mean, you know, about half confidence. So Grateful, Pelt. It's gonna cost me. It's gonna cost me dearly, but I want to keep the Jace alive, so we're gonna pay it.
Well played.
Now, please, game, give me something good. You rock. Hey. Yeah, baby. Do I have a goose in my graveyard? I have a goose. I can bring back Cloudkin. Bueno. May not keep Jace alive forever, but for now, it'll do. Great Henge. Sure. So we do this, then we can tap this and tap this. Bring back the Gilded Goose. Ha ha ha. Ooh, a Drowning Loch. Too bad we don't have enough mana to cast it. No! We were so close to actually getting the Jace to live. Yeah. I really like the Selesnya deck they have here. So interesting. 5/5. 4/4. What else? If that's it, I'm happy. No? Of course not. Like so, yeah? We have the ability to bring our creatures back, so... Sure, it costs us a little bit of life, but we're gaining some life off of your rock anyways. So, it'll be okay. And look, we have 5 food tokens over there and so much mana. We're fine. We're fine. Alright, now, we do have Drown in the Loch still. Jace, mill them. I need the card draw. Risen Reef. Oh, that's fantastic. Alright, so let's get Risen Reef down, get some draw on. Another Risen Reef. Oh, no way. Sometimes you just get so lucky, right? You're just like, woohoo, I'm lucky. Another goose. Don't mind if I goose. Alright, so we can take out 1, 2 creatures. Play this, destroy. They have 17 cards, so we can kill whatever. Let's kill Conclave Cavalier. Sure, it spawns up 2 more creatures, but in the grand scheme of things, that card's one of the more annoying ones. And resolve. Let's go. There. Ooh, the ramping is happening. Magic Mirror, that's good. We can get that down next turn. And we have the Jace, so we're honestly getting very close to being able to mill ourselves. So we pay this. And then we go here. And we'll sacrifice the healer. What are we killing? We can take that out now, so let's just take care of the Wildborn Preserver. Viento! Gonna scoop! Just like our first foe. Not long in this battle. Well, that's not true. It was a very long battle. Actually, so long that yeah, that's actually gonna do it for the day. Like I said, this deck is so fun, and once it gets going, it's so rewarding. At least it feels rewarding to me to play it. Because you get these big legendary artifacts, and you actually get to play them, and you actually get to have them down for a few turns instead of just, you know, getting them down and then losing the game because you spent your entire game trying to get them. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like down below and a comment in the comment section if you have any suggestions for this video, future videos, or past videos. As always, I'll see you either later tonight or tomorrow. Peace.